We do everything 6 weeks or more in advance so that
Amazing.
no one's working under the gun like that.
Charlotte, throughout your experience and your career, was there any lesson you learned about protecting your well-being that you wish you had learned this sooner?
Yeah, I mean, I've learned the hard way. So in the first probably 10 years of my career, I was really able to keep a boundary line on how much I worked and how much I gave
Yeah.
to the company. And that's because I was at more established companies where there had been kind of procedures and standard operating practices already in place. When I joined Health-Ade about 5 years ago, it kind of blew up. And I felt myself wanting to prove myself. And part of that was working at night. So I was working every single night. I would hang out with the kids and then I would put them to bed and I would get back on the computer.
Yeah.
That was draining me. I started to lose sight of like, what is joy during the week? People were calling at night, things like that. And what I learned is that my boundaries have to actually come from me.
Yeah.
I can't have the company or my boss put the boundary in. And so what I figured out, and I worked with my team on it as well, is I set boundaries that flowed down and flowed up. So I aligned with my next level up and I said, hey, we're not going to work like this anymore. This is crazy. I know you guys are used to it. But what we did is we did a few fundamental things. We said no calling, no emailing at night. It's just not going to happen.
Yep.
So if a project isn't done by the end of the day, it's not going to really get done.
Yeah.
This means we have to have better project flows and work timelines.
Yep.
We also started blocking our calendar for 4 to 5 p.m., no meetings. And at the noon time, no meetings, because we were just in so many meetings that we couldn't get any actual work done. So blocking our calendars has been a huge part, and they're still blocked to this day, 5 years later.
Amazing.
We don't have meetings after 4. So I can have that hour to catch up on things, do work. And similarly, we try not to have meetings during lunchtime.
Yeah, that's such a smart policy. And I think it's something that a lot of organizations out there that can adopt easily and just say, no meeting 4 to 5, right?
Yeah.
Because when you have that meeting, you always find yourself doing a briefing after or taking notes or do follow-up emails, and you find yourself working until 7 just because you had the late meeting, right?
Yeah. And I think it also helps the entire team feel like they can stand up for their own boundaries as well. So it meant that we had to put in some real diligence around planning ahead and spend more of our time planning than we ever had at Health-Ade, which caused, it takes a while to catch up and to get to the point where you are planning ahead if you're on a same day timeline. But it was great for the organization. And now we have amazing work back timelines. We do everything 6 weeks or more in advance so that no one's working under the gun like that.
Amazing. That's very smart.